better idea of the damage.
And more widespread.
Yes.
I mean, for the price you pay for one chopper and a pilot and fuel, you can get dozens of drones spreading out and surveying damage and seeing what needs to be done. Hopefully we don't have to worry about that.
Hopefully so.
However, let's take a look at what's happening in the tropics. We'll start with the local view so you can see where we're talking about as we zoom out for a wider perspective. This area of storms just north of the Caribbean in the southwestern Atlantic has a better chance this morning of developing than what we've been talking about the past couple of days. Now a 70% chance, according to the National Hurricane Center, that it becomes at least a tropical depression over the next 5 days as it tracks to the west-northwest over the Florida Peninsula and into the Gulf of Mexico. At least that's what the National Hurricane Center anticipates. Some of the latest forecast data from this morning has a little different version of things, where it bends the storm northward off the east coast of Florida and potentially brings it into play for the southeastern U.S., at least with some moisture, if not with some direct tropical influences. A lot of questions about this. I'm going to dive into the various possibilities in this morning's CBS 17 weather blog post. We'll get super nerdy there, but it's just something we're watching. Don't worry about it. We'll be here keeping an eye on things as we head through the weekend. Another area of disturbed weather way out there in the Atlantic Ocean has close to a 50-50 chance of developing over the next 5 days. I think we're likely looking by the middle of next week as this gets a little bit closer to the Caribbean that we'd be talking about a more organized tropical system. Of course, a lot of question marks with the long-range forecast based on those tropical uncertainties. Tropics, one of the topics I cover when I go to talk to schools, and that's what I did yesterday. These are the 7th graders at Pine Hollow Middle School in Raleigh. It's the second time in the past few weeks I've been at Pine Hollow Middle School because they're a year-round school, so I didn't want to leave either track out. Went back and talked to this group, about 175 7th graders. We talked about the tropics, severe weather, tornadoes. We talked about the forecasting process and how we do things on TV, and, well, a little bit about winter weather, because anything to stay cool when it's going to be in the 90s outside. Thank you to the 7th graders and their teachers at Pine Hollow Middle School for having me out yesterday. Right now, it's just warm and muggy. 69 degrees the temperature in Goldsboro. At least we're not seeing much of a difference between the air temperature and the heat index there. Not so much in Smithfield. Feels a little warmer than 70. Not seeing that dense fog that we had yesterday morning, so a better start, at least weather-wise, for your morning commute. Low to mid-70s right now around the Triangle. We just dropped to 72 in Raleigh, 72 also in Cary, 71 Garner, and 70 on the nose in Apex. Farther south, similar temperatures, low 70s for everybody this morning. A few outliers in the upper 60s, but we're talking about temperatures that are beginning about 10 degrees above average, and we're going to end up about 12 degrees above average this afternoon. Our dogs of the day, Toby and Winnie. I love that picture. Thank you to Brad, they're human, for sharing that picture. Curled up in the laundry baskets. Hopefully the dirty laundry. You know what the dogs getting into the clean laundry. My dogs would never do that. Be careful with your furry friends today, because temperatures are going to reach up to the mid-90s, close to record territory, before a chance of scattered thunderstorms develops as we head into this evening and early overnight. Heat index, triple digits. It's September, y'all, mid-September, and we're talking about triple-digit heat indices. Yuck. Chance of thunderstorms on the way, though, by this evening. Will just crack the heat wave. Activity to our northwest by late afternoon, moving in this evening. Now, this is one version of one forecast model. There are others that keep us mostly dry. So we're leaving the rain chances just below 50%, but be flexible with any outdoor plans this evening. And a couple of these storms could be on the strong side. A marginal risk of severe weather is our lowest category, but it's something we'll watch very carefully. It means we expect some storms, or at least a strong possibility, a couple of which may produce a brief damaging wind threat. Some changes to the forecast for tomorrow. Significantly cooler in the Triangle with highs around 80 because of a lot of cloud cover and some lingering off and on showers. Fayetteville, the coastal plain, you're still going to get up to around 90 because that sun will break through. We break the clouds on Saturday. We return to near 90 Sunday and Monday. And then a lot of question marks about next week's forecast because of all those question marks in the tropics. Right now it's 5:54.